Hey there. So for this one, I'm just referencing the one here in the notes. Yours, the major axis was 52, so half of that was 26. So that's how we got that A. And then they gave us the point 24 feet away from the center has to be 15 feet high. So that's that XY, just to make sure everything's on the same page. And then there's the formula we're plugging into. Over here, I went ahead and I solved the formula for b squared and got that by itself before I plugged in. This time, why don't I try plugging in first with the numbers and see if that is any easier to get into the calculator than this bit. I'm not sure it is, but I'll try both ways here. So if we're going to do this from right here, what I would do in the calculator is I would go 24 squared divided by 26 squared, and then that would make this number, let me write that out so you can see it. So when I do that in the calculator, I get 0.852 blah 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 plus, and now I have 15 squared over b squared equals 1. And this number goes on, and we do care about keeping those decimal places. So now what I want you to do is look on your calculator and see if you can find, it would be kind of down by the equals button, if there's anything that says answer. And if you don't know about that button, the next time we're on Zoom, we should find that on your calculator because it is a really fantastic button. And what it does is it copies this thing right here with all those decimal places into the next operation I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 1 and then minus that answer key, and that is copying this over. So I'm going 1 minus that number, but then I don't have to type that whole number, and I'll just hit equals. And so now that gives me 15 squared over b squared equals, that would be 0.1479 blah 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 forever. So I'm just leaving that number on my screen. And then think about, if I was going to solve this, I would multiply both sides by, let me show that part real quick here. I'd multiply both sides by b squared to get that up out of the denominator. And then I would divide that number over. So what I need to do is 15 squared divided by this 0.1479 blah 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 number. So then on the calculator, what I'm going to do is go 15 squared and then divided by, and then I'm using that answer key again so that it copies down, so don't hit clear in between. Although it depends on the calculator, it may not actually clear it from the memory, but 15 squared divided by answer again, and then that gets me b squared. And so that came out really nice to 1521 equals b squared. And now I can just hit square root answer again, and it copies that number for me, and I don't have to type it, and I get b equals 39. So that would be how you would do that if you didn't solve it around like I did here. Let me go ahead and I'm going to clear this now. And if I had it in, oops, let me undo that for a second. Happily I can. Let me actually erase a little bit. So let's say I had instead put it in the calculator. I'm just going to get rid of that much over here. So that would be, oops, let me get back to not eraser now. There and there. So this would be, let's see, y was 15 squared over 1 minus x squared would be 24 squared, and then over a would be 26 squared. And all that was going to make b squared. So if I was going to type this in, I would type in 15 squared and then divided by, open a parenthesis, 1 minus, and then another parenthesis, 24 squared divided by 26 squared, close the parenthesis, close the parenthesis. So that's exactly the keystrokes I'm going to put in the calculator. So let me see how that comes out. Just make sure I have all those right. 15 squared divided by parenthesis 1 minus another parenthesis 24 squared divided by 26 squared, and I close 2 parentheses. And that gets me that same 1521. And then divided by 26. And I wonder if that is where it was going wrong. But if you type just like that, that should get you there as well. Which I do think, I was thinking, why did I do all this? And it's because this is really hard to get in the calculator this way. So I think I still prefer that version, but you can get there either way. Hopefully that helps.